Hey there, Leonard Parker here from Destiny Marketing Solutions. You know what keeps me up at night? Seeing hard-working electricians like yourself generating quality leads and then watching those leads disappear into thin air. It's like throwing money straight into your service panel and watching it burst into flames. If you're bringing in at least $200,000 a year but still experiencing those feast-or-famine cycles, stick around. I'm going to show you exactly how to stop leads from going cold, and I promise an expert tip at the end that most electricians completely miss, but could instantly improve your conversion rates by 30%. Remember when that hot lead contacted you last week and now they're ghosting you? Yeah, that's what we're going to fix today. Let's face the facts. You didn't become an electrician because you love marketing. You became an electrician because you're good with your hands, you understand electrical systems, and quite frankly, you enjoy the work. But here's the painful truth that most marketing agencies won't tell you. Generating leads is only half the battle, and it's the easier half. You're literally paying good money to generate leads and then ghosting them like a bad Tinder date. And while you're busy under a house or in a panel, your competitors are responding faster and getting the job. All that marketing spend completely flushed down the drain. The first electrician to respond usually wins. Are you letting someone else take your customer? But it gets worse. You're just not losing one job, you're losing the entire referral chain that follows. Those cold leads don't circle back when they're ready, they simply disappear. And here's something that might sting a bit. Every hour you delay following up drops your close rate. The longer you wait, the more price-sensitive customers become. They start shopping around, comparing quotes, and suddenly your expertise matters less than your price. Every hour of delay doesn't just reduce your chance of closing, it makes you look second-rate in a first-rate industry. If I ask 10 electrical contractors about their follow-up system, 9 would say something like, "We just try to call them back when we can." That's not a system, that's a hope. And hope isn't a follow-up strategy, systems are. Right now, your leads are sitting in inboxes, voicemails, or worse, Excel sheets with no automation, no cadence, and zero accountability. Is it any wonder why they're going cold? Here's the good news. The bar is so incredibly low that you can practically trip over it. Most of your competitors don't follow up at all past the first call. You can stand out dramatically just by being consistent and responsive. Fast follow-up feels like great customer service even before the job begins. You don't need to be amazing at follow-up, you just need to be better than totally absent, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Did you know that responding within 5 minutes makes you 9 times more likely to convert a lead? 9 times! Automated text or call services can buy you critical time when you're on a job site. Even a simple, "Thanks for reaching out, what's the best time to chat?" text can keep that lead warm until you're available. Remember this, the faster you respond, the less you have to sell. Speed itself becomes a competitive advantage. Now here's where we get tactical. You need to automate your first 3 touches with every lead. Set up auto text or email replies for every new lead that comes in. Send a calendar booking link to reduce the back and forth. Drop your reviews and a FAQ page in your response to build instant credibility. And create a 2-day follow-up, what we call in marketing a drip, that handles common objections before they arise. Don't worry, that automation feels code. It's not code, it's consistent, and consistency closes deals. For those of you watching who are constantly in the field and can't answer calls promptly, services like Ruby, Smith.ai, or Nexa can be game changers. They answer professionally 24/7, qualify leads, schedule appointments, and route urgent calls to you or the appropriate team member when needed. Think about it. How many leads are you losing while you're under a house or in a panel, or better yet, while you're asleep? If you can't answer the phone, make sure someone else does. Now it's time to build a real standard operating procedure for follow-up. Define exactly how many touches you will make, typical or 3 to 5. Define how many days or weeks for that follow-up and which channels you're going to use. I suggest mixing up your approach, so using calls, text messages, and emails. Implement a proper customer relationship management software like Jobber, GoHighLevel, or HubSpot to track everything. And here's a crucial point. Assign follow-up to specific team members. So in other words, you want to assign owners for those leads. And ideally, these would be team members who maybe they're not spending as much time on the job site. So they'll have more availability to chat with that prospect, to answer their questions, and really give them that personal touch to help them become a closed project. A system that lives in your head will die in the chaos of the day. So just remember that. So just make sure that you actually not only think of the system, but implement it in some way in your business. Let me share a follow-up cadence that actually works for electricians. So the day of the lead, so they fill out your form or give you a call, you want to respond with an instant auto text or call if you're not able to answer the phone or reply to that message right away. The next day, consider a personal follow-up with an email with credibility assets. So this is where you might want to include some content about your recent projects, maybe any awards or certifications that your team has, and anything that's really going to start building a relationship and positions you as an expert for their specific need. Give it 2 days, and you want to have a still interested soft check-in. Then for the final reminder, or what we call a closing the loop message, you want to push that a week out. So this is just one example. Depending on the nature of the service, you may want to truncate this to maybe only a few days, especially if it's an emergency service, or if it's something that's a higher price point and likely will take more time to make a decision. This maybe you want to stretch this out for longer than a week. So you have to consider the types of projects, the types of opportunities that come in, and then rearrange your follow-up sequence accordingly. Most leads don't convert because they weren't worked, not because they weren't interested. Or let me say that again. Most leads don't convert because they weren't worked, not because they weren't interested. Your persistence shows your professionalism. And you don't have to be all buttoned up with this. I like to have some fun with the follow-up messages, especially when a lead goes cold. Incorporate some sense of humor, some fun in it, just to get them more engaged. So here's an example of an effective close-the-loop message that has generated some tremendous results for our clients. And before I forget, shout out to Brad Hubner over at the Hammer and Grind podcast for inspiration for this close-the-loop message. So you can do something like, "Hi, first name. Haven't heard back from you. Just checking in. Let me know which of these sounds right." So you can give them a few options, and then option 1, you're still interested, but life happened, no judgment. Option 2, you went with another company or someone else, and I should stop texting like a crazy ex. And then option 3, you've been trapped under a rock and need help dialing 911. So the point here is that you want to get their attention, give them some engagement, a reason to respond to your message. And you can close it out with something soft like, "No pressure, just wanted to make sure I don't leave you hanging or keep bugging you." This isn't just about follow-up tactics. It's about building a system. Our full circuit growth method connects traffic, trust, and timely follow-up into one system that closes more jobs with less effort. Lead generation while follow-up is like fishing without a net. You might get a bite, but you'll never bring it home. Remember, the best marketing in the world won't matter if no one from your team or you calls them back. If you're serious about fixing your lead flow issues, here's what we offer. We review how fast, consistent, and effective your follow-up is. We identify where leads are leaking out of your sales process. We audit your tools, your operating procedures, and messaging. we recommend automation options or staffing or training improvements or opportunities, and we provide a clear follow-up system you or your team can run. You're not short on leads, you're short on systems that can close them. Let's patch the hole in your sales pipeline. You've already paid for leads, whether it's you're running paid ads or you're doing SEO or some marketing efforts offline. Let's make sure that you're keeping those leads at least to where you can nurture them. Book your full circuit growth audit today, and we'll help you build a follow-up system that turns cold leads into hot jobs. You can visit our website, destinymarketingsolutions.com, or call the number here on the screen to schedule. We're based in Houston, but we serve electricians nationwide. Keep those connections from shorting out, because in the electric business, proper follow-up is the best conductivity you can build. Until next time, this is Leonard Parker reminding you, the work doesn't complete the circuit until the follow-up closes the deal. Stay energized. And before I exit, I promise an expert tip, and that's what I'm going to deliver. So, send a 30-second selfie video explaining who you are, who your team is, and what to expect with your first response to a lead. So, after they have initiated the contact, you can have this automated to where you have a link to the video that you pre-recorded, and it can just be you on a phone, on a selfie, doing a selfie video for 30 seconds or so. And this simple addition can build instant trust and puts a face to your brand. It can be reused across dozens of leads and combined with a booking link and testimonial for maximum impact. People don't ghost people, they ghost faceless businesses. So put a face to your name and watch your response rates climb. If you like this tip, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on our next video on electrician-specific marketing strategies. Until next time.